Hello, good people. Spot of Nerd here with something quite different because we have never done this before, and I want to wish a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody. It is truly a special time of year. Even yours truly, Mr. Bum Humbug, whatever the hell they call it. I thought, what better way than to celebrate than by talking about Christmas movies. Maybe even Christmas TV, some of the old classics that you maybe enjoyed as a kid. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments, so please tell me what your favorite Christmas movie is. And let's talk about the most wonderful time of year, Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
There are so many incredible movies, so much incredible television revolving around Christmas that Lifetime developed an entire movie station about it and just spews out nothing but holiday films. But really, when it does come down to it, if you're somebody who is appreciative of films, TV, Christmas is something very special. It's quite unique in relation to giving us those good feelings, giving us the time of family, bringing everybody together, showing love and support, gift giving, so on and so forth, and just bringing memories back as a child. Whether it was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the claymation, to even some of the most recent films. Gosh, some of the classics, Scrooged with Bill Murray, Home Alone, you can't forget Home Alone.
Excuse me, where's the lobby?
Down the hall and to the left.
Thanks.
And my personal favorite, which you can go back and watch the review on, to this day I truly believe the greatest Christmas film of all time is Love Actually.
Whenever I get gloomy with the state of the world, I think about the arrivals gate at Heathrow Airport. General opinion's starting to make out that we live in a world of hatred and greed. But I don't see that. Seems to me that love is everywhere. Often it's not particularly dignified or newsworthy, but it's always there. Fathers and sons, mothers and daughters, husbands and wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, old friends. When the planes hit the Twin Towers, as far as I know, none of the phone calls from the people on board were messages of hate or revenge. They were all messages of love. If you look for it, I've got a sneaky feeling you'll find that love actually is all around.
But there's a big, big but.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung.
If you haven't recently seen or watched, you can watch it currently on Amazon Prime right now. Something that is gaining traction to be one of my most favorite Christmas movies of all time is definitely going to be Violent Night. I can't remember if I specifically have done a review on Violent Night, but I did recently watch it this year, and it does give you the vibe of a cult classic. You know, it's the kind of, every year you watch these films, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Die Hard, The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. I truly have now, I'm putting Violent Night up there with one of the best Christmas films of all time. Go back and watch some of the reviews I've done on it, but if just to kind of recap what it's all about, Santa is real, and he stumbles upon this house being taken over by criminals, and he has to save the day. It is absolutely amazing. It's graphic, it's gory, it's hilarious. But I swear to you, on God's green earth, it is truly one of the most humbling films. It's one of the most feel-good. You know that feeling you get when you watch Home Alone 2, when Kevin meets back up with his mom at the Christmas tree? I swear to God, that is how this movie feels throughout the entire film. And it's something you cannot miss. I promise you will not be disappointed whatsoever. If you're also old, like me, I've been watching a lot of the classics like Frasier. I've been watching the classics Home Improvement.
Well, I checked in every stall in the bathroom, men's and women's. Boy, was Mrs. Lindsay surprised.
I wonder where he is.
Well, maybe he decided to go home and set up his Christmas lights.
Oh, honey, you really think he'd rather set up the Christmas lights than hear Mark sing?
What was I thinking?
Who's Leon?
Maybe Leon was born in the manger next door.
I went home and I was hoping to have a little surprise for you. And,
Hi, Mom. If you're so glad, how come you're crying?
I just get a little emotional around the holidays. I see I'm not the only one.
oh no, this isn't emotion, it's Al. He's not wearing any deodorant.
I don't think so, Tim.
A lot of the Christmas specials they've had bring back the memories of the 90s, which I think was one of the most special times in Christmas. It was when we had the N64, it was when we had PlayStation first coming out. It was just a great time where, quite frankly, technology did not exist. And I think that's a good thing. You know, we were on that cusp between critical thinking skills and technology. MySpace, Facebook had basically just been born. It was a better time. And that's where I think this Christmas special, I hope, gives you a little bit of the feels, because there are so many great movies, television shows, etc. revolving around Christmas that only kids around the 90s can truly enjoy. Are there good movies today? I mean, if I were to I'd have to think really hard about it, but at the same time, there are still some good ones. For example, Love at First Sight. Now, technically, that's stretching it a little bit much, but again, I've briefly touched on it that I recently watched it. It's on Netflix. It has very much Love Actually vibes to it, but I would put it in the Christmas category. So I do think it is something you'll want to watch on a yearly basis. Another one which is really good, and you have to forgive me because I cannot tell you for the life of me who the actors and actresses are, but Holiday is another great film that I've just watched recently on Netflix as well. It tells the story of a girl who meets the guy. They're both single. Their families wish they were married. They come together and they just start going on dates during the holidays, whether it's St. Patrick's Day, Christmas, Valentine's. Of course, they learn to fall in love with each other. It's a cutesy, romantic comedy that I do recommend watching because it does have some pretty amazing moments. So check it out if you haven't already right now. To kind of wrap things up, although this is a shorter video review type thing, I just wanted to talk about that I do believe Christmas is one of the most amazing times of year for films. I mean, if you think about it too, Jingle All the Way, I'm just starting to go through my brain about some other movies that are the Heat Miser one. What was that movie called? The Year Without a Santa Claus. And if anything, we'll leave, I won't wrap it up just yet, but we'll leave you guys with the most famous song ever during a Christmas movie.
Mr. White Christmas, I'm Mr. Snow. I'm Mr. Icicle, I'm Mr. Ten Below. Friends call me Snow Miser. Whatever I touch turns to snow in my clutch. I'm too much.
He's Mr. White Christmas, he's Mr. Snow. He's Mr. Icicle, he's Mr. Ten Below.
Friends call me Snow Miser. Whatever I touch turns to snow in my clutch.
He's is too much.
Along those same lines, you had A Christmas Carol, you had The Little Drummer Boy. A lot of those old school puppeteering films were amazing. I mean, even just The Muppet Christmas itself was absolutely fucking incredible. So if you have kids, I pray to God you are truly introducing them to some of these incredible classics and recent films. Best probably not to show them, Violent Night, but your call, because yeah, it's probably not the best for children if I'm honest, but it's still badass. But you know what else is really great about Christmas movies too, is they technically don't have to be Christmas movies. For example, if you think about it, Batman Returns, the old school Michael Keaton film, was a Christmas movie. Like we said, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs. I know what a TV dinner feels like.
Edward Scissorhands is a Christmas movie. So you have to also remember that even though they're not dedicated to Christmas, they obviously are around the Christmas season. And that's, I think, perfectly acceptable a reason to watch these films. Most recently, television-wise, on Disney Plus, The Santa Clauses is a new series they just brought out. It just hit its second season. It is very good. It is definitely designed for the kids, but it's one of those things Tim Allen knocks out of the park. And if you haven't checked it out, if you really enjoyed the films, the Santa Claus 2 and 3, it really is something that they continue the story in a good direction. I really do think they've made it very well for today's generation, I guess, if you would, is a good way to describe it. But something that if you want to continue that story arc, highly, highly recommend checking out the Santa Claus's TV show. You won't be disappointed. And oh my god, I can't forget Gremlins. Gremlins is truly one of the best Christmas movies that has ever existed. Rumor mill has it they're going to reboot it. I'm scared to death about that, but go and watch Gremlins, for the love of God. It's probably one of the best films that has ever existed. A Charlie Brown Christmas, I mean, you can't forget that. People are going to hate me for this. I can't stand Elf with Will Ferrell. I cannot stand that movie. I have tried so many times to watch it, whether it was on TV, whether it was on a streaming service. I think that was, if you ask me personally, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, I personally believe that is when Will Ferrell kind of pivoted off of his peak and started going downhill. The same thing with Spirited. I did a very brief review on Spirited where he was with Ryan Reynolds on Apple TV. That truly has got to be one of the most horrific, disgusting Christmas movies that has ever been made. If you enjoy Elf, I get it, but at the same time, I just can't stand it. Just please stay away from that shit. But ultimately, there's a huge culmination of different types of movies around it, but you can't forget the greatest classic of all, A Christmas Carol. The Muppets did it. There was a whole bunch of different renditions of it. It is what defines Christmas, A Christmas Carol. And I highly encourage you to watch whatever it might be, whatever version you like to watch, because I really do think that is what ties it all together. It ties the family, it ties the love, the presents, the Christmas tree, the lights, everything in between. It's the holiday season. To wrap up, we will officially wrap up this video now. It is what defines the holidays and Christmas spirit. It's amazing. It really is. I know I'm a humbug person thing, whatever that fucking phrase is, but ultimately it gives you the feels. Yes, winter sucks sometimes depending on where you live. Sometimes it can be a very hard time, whether you're alone for the holidays, whether you're with family, even when you're with family, it can be some of the worst times. Ultimately, this is a time to reflect. It's a time to regroup on what you've seen and done over the last year. Yes, we are going to have one more episode in 2023, which will be the best and worst of 2023. So definitely stay tuned for that. But I hope you've enjoyed this Christmas special, because I hope, if anything, I've reminded you of some of the most amazing moments in cinema history revolving around Christmas, and I hope it maybe encourages you to go and watch them. I hope it inspires you to get out those old DVDs, get out those old VHSs, go on the streaming services and check them out now, because you know you want to watch these films. You know it's been a long time, and you know it's about time you go check them out, because it will give you that Christmas spirit once again, hopefully that you had as a kid, and hopefully that you still do to this day, because trust me, we all need it more now than ever. And I think you all know where I'm going with that spiel, shall we say. With all of that, thank you all so much for watching. If you would be ever so kind, I would love it so much. Throw that like, throw the subscribe, throw the follow, all the hibbity hobbity bibbity boops that you can for Spot of Nerd. My incredible gratitude and thanks to everybody that continues to support and do all the things that you're supposed to with this stuff. So until next time, we will see you guys later. Bye. Oh my god, do you guys realize I truly forgot one of the... again, I know I say it a lot and I'm a broken record. That's what we are. This is just a broken record channel. National Lampoon's Vacation with Chevy Chase.
What are you looking at?
Oh, the silent majesty of a winter's morn, the clean, cool chill of the holiday air, and an asshole in his bathrobe emptying a chemical toilet into my sewer.
Shitter was full!
Ah, yeah. You checked our shitters, honey?
Clark, please. He doesn't know any better.
You ought to know it's illegal. It's a storm sewer. If it fills with gas, I pity the person who lights a match within 10 yards of it.
Merry Christmas! Shitter was full!
Duh. I can't even think of the words to describe just how incredible and how much of a classic Christmas movie that is. If you have not seen it, sweet baby Jeebus, you need to go watch it now. No, do it. Seriously, now. And Bad Santa. I mean, come on. Bad Santa speaks for itself, because it's... yeah. Just, again, not for the kids. Promise, promise, please, not for the kids.
And please remember, we have left nothing to chance. Get them back! Knock them out! Now I have a machine gun. Oh.